Hi, and welcome back to our investor series. In this video, we discuss what is equity, how do you build equity, and how does it work. The very term equity is so much used when you're buying an investment property. Indeed, people don't just buy the first property and say, how can I use my equity straight away? So we'll explain that. For that, you can't use equity straight away. We need to build it over time. Okay. So first and foremost, what is equity? That is the first important thing. The home equity is simply the difference between what you own and what the home is worth. For example, I put an example in there. So let's say your home is valued at $500,000. You have a mortgage or a bank loan of $350. The equity you have in the property is $150,000. So that simply is what equity is. The difference between the price of the property and your current mortgage is termed as an equity. Okay. Now, how do you build equity? So normally equity is built over time. Um, so when you pay down your mortgage, you build equity. For example, let's say you've taken a home loan, it's normally 30 years, and it's your loan is now into 27, 26 years old, 26 years into the loan, and you paid around 30, $40,000. Maybe you've paid the monthly repayments, plus you've linked an offset account to it, or you made, and that has decreased your loan so mortgage repayments over the period of years, and that increases the equity you have in the property. The second one is if you make any improvements to the property. For example, some people renovate the property, some people make changes, cosmetic changes to the property, and that increases the value of your property, which might create equity in the property. Uh, the third one is if you make large payments in your home loan. So let's say you've got an extra 100,000 lying there, you got as a gift, you won a lotto, and you made payments on the home loan, and that's how you have some extra equity on the property. And the third one, and the most valuable way which we can grow equity, is when the property appreciates in value, and that is what everybody uh, hopes it would be. That's why you buy good properties. When you buy good properties, you see the appreciation happening quickly over time. So the most valuable way of growing your equity is having the property appreciate over time, and in most cases that is how it is. Okay. Now, once we know what equity is, how do you build the equity, then we come to the next question: how does equity really work? And this is where it helps the client or investors make the investment. So obviously, if you have a property, there has been some growth. We have made some extra repayments. That's how we've got equity, right? So how does it work? Is we can leverage equity to buy an investment property. So if you have any equity in your property, you don't need the cash down payment to come from your own pocket or own savings. We can use that from your property, and we can leverage that. Okay. So number one is you can either access equity by selling your home. So if you sell your home and you've got cash, that's equity, and you can use that to buy a property. Or let's say your borrowing capacity is still very good. We don't need to sell your home. So, and this is what the majority of the people do it. They take a loan where the bank will let you borrow some of the equity of your house. Ideally, it's 80% of the property value. Okay, look, we can go up to 90% as well, but there are mortgage insurance involved, and there's a little bit of extra costs involved. So people, those who have high risk, appetite, they do go for 90%, but best to stick to 80% if possible, and it becomes much more easier in terms of interest rates and in terms of the bank giving that extra money as well. So just for an example, how it works is, let's say the current value of the house is $500,000, just like before. Your current loan is $350,000. Okay, now technically we have an equity of 150, but the bank won't give you 150. Okay, the bank will give you an equity loan of only 50,000 in this case. And why is that? Is because 80% of $500,000 is equals to $400,000. Okay, so if you have a loan of 350 already, and then you minus 400 between 350, you that is where you get the extra 50,000 dollars as equity. So what that happens is your new loan becomes $400,000, and you've got $50,000 in equity, which you can go and buy another investment property. Okay, this is just a very basic example. If you're not sure how it works, always get in touch with us, and given a particular situation, we'll explain that to you. Okay, you can use your equity, loan, or cash to buy a next home and investment property, but it's very important that you structure it well so that it can be apportioned well and you can maximize your tax benefits out of it. Okay, so that is the important statement there. And the other thing is, if you withdraw the equity, you will have to make interest payments on your loan. The reason I say this is people. It's very strange, but many people think equity is free money. It's not money; it's an extra loan on what you already have. But yes, you'll be leveraging it, but it's still a loan. And once that you start taking equity, you will start having to make repayments. Please keep in mind, sometimes people do take equity out in advance, even if they haven't found a property, but that's okay because the money will normally be sitting in your offset account. So till you actually use it, you won't have to pay interest on it. But the repayments will still go on. As I said, again, this is a little bit technical, but give us a call and we can explain that to you. So I hope you understand how equity works in this case. As I said, it's normally 80% of your property value minus the current loan you have, and you can get that equity, and then you can go out and buy another property. Any questions, please feel free to reach out. The other slide we have is for valuations because that's how the value of your home is calculated, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Thank you very much for watching and hope this was useful. See you in the next video.